I'm Jenny Tilton Flood, a family member of Flood Brothers Farm in Clinton, Maine. Clinton, Maine means dairy capital. We have 5 family farms that are producing more milk than any town in the state of Maine. On our farm, the land has been in our family since the 1700s. Prior to that, it had been stolen from the Penobscot by the British. So we want to acknowledge that before we go any further. We have 6 families, 3 generations, and 21 family members who live and work on the farm. 11 of them are part of our employee roster, working with 30 other employees every day to care for our land, steward our cows, and help produce fresh quality milk.
Most of these are black and white Holsteins. You can see that there's a little bit of difference between these 2 cows. And I don't want to point out the obvious, but it is height, okay? Jersey cows are a lot smaller, okay? Which poses a problem when you see how big our cows are, because everything is sized for our big Holsteins. And you will also notice that our cows, they all kind of, I hate to say it, but they all kind of look the same, don't they? There's something about them, you're like, you know, I see a familiarity in the way their hips are, the way their legs are. We want their udders to all fall in the same place. We don't really want those big udders because we don't want the cows stepping on them, okay? So each barn is like a multi-age barn. They are generally sort of in the same space. Like we have a barn, I'm gonna ask you guys just to come this way. We have a barn of fresh cows. Those fresh cows have just calved. They've just had their babies. They're working moms. They're super high producers and they wanna get back to work, which works out really great because we provide daycare. You had asked about wild cows. There is no wild dairy cow. All the cows that you see, all those breeds, just like our pet dogs, are domesticated animals. We took what used to be the wild bison or these other wild yaks and things, and we bred them to be the animals that we see today. Just like we took what used to be a wolf and these other canines and created the animals that we have today. So, but what we've done is we've created animals that are so healthy and so keen that they can produce more than their calves can drink. So, which is great because calves are going to get the drink and we're going to get the milk and you all are going to get ice cream. So it's kind of a win-win. But also we're going to go ahead and let her go to the parlor at her soonest convenience. Again, we'll take really good care of her calf. And I can't tell you because I don't know their numbers all in front of me, but I can guarantee you that there are aunts, sisters, great-grandmothers, and great-granddaughters rolling by us right now. So it's, you know, we're looking to have a calf born here that is going to be a part of this farm family and this cow family for generations. And we are going to make sure that she does get her mom's milk. And we are going to work our way around the corner. If you want to use the restroom, you can. And then we are going to head over to see some baby calves. Okay. Okay, so what you're seeing here is some of our older calves. They're getting ready to transition to what their bodies need. Cows have 4 compartments of their stomach, and as those 4 compartments develop, they need to get nutrition from different sources. Their mother's milk is no longer going to be sufficient for them, okay? So we're going to start giving them more grain. So these hutches are perfectly designed to keep them individually supported. They have space to rest. They're not hot. They actually reflect the heat. In the winter, these cows put off a lot of heat. What is cold for us is perfect for them. Remember, whether it's this time of year or the dead of winter, they are wearing leather coats, okay? So they're perfectly adapted to it. So what will happen is really honestly in the winter, it's easy. Cows love winter, they're fine. It's harder for us just because we got to deal with snow to get to them. But in the summer, it is a lot harder to keep them cooler and more comfortable, but these calves are perfectly suited in these wonderful hutches. And this isn't the only way to raise calves. You can raise calves in group pens, like a multi-age classroom like I went to, and we used to actually do that. And we had a whole facility where we did that. We weren't satisfied with the results we were getting. So no matter what we did, we felt that this was the best option for our calves, even though none of us wanted to go back to individually feeding calves. It's more labor for us, but our calves really do look great out here. So, but when they're at this stage, we're getting ready to start giving them less of their milk. their mom's milk, a little bit more water, more grain, and then they're going to transition over to this other barn. But what we're going to do now is we're going to move over to the next home on these calves journey, sort of like I call it middle school. I have a lot of school analogies just because it just makes sense to me, not because of you guys. You just happen to be listening to them. Okay? So we're going to go right over this way. Okay. So when the calves get to a point where they are no longer satisfied and nourished completely by their mother's milk because of their rumen development, it's time for them to get weaned from their mom's milk and start getting other food. So here that means that they're going to get a TMR that has some corn silage and some hay silage, which is cow kimchi, that fermented hay and corn, and some dry hay and grain as well. These calves over here, they're new to living in their group housing, okay? So some of them have figured out how to enjoy their own beds. Some of them struggle. It's okay, they'll figure it out. And they can be very curious. And you can see they're very curious about her. They're like, I love the little ones. The big ones I'm not so keen on. They're too tall, but the little ones we love. This pen is the youngest. There's 4 pens in here. If you go beyond that red roof divider, the next age group is there, the next age group is there, and these are the oldest ones in this barn. We talk a lot about the future of farming and our future generations. This is it for us. These animals have been with us anywhere from 2 months to 10 to 12 months here, okay? They have yet to pay us back in anything but sheer joy and excitement in seeing them live, okay? This is where our investment is. And that's the way you will find almost every well-run farm is. It's about being responsive and working with these cows, not against them. Same thing with the soil. We can fight and fight and fight against the soil, make it grow things it doesn't want to grow. We're not going to get ahead. We got to find what grows well. Sometimes it's just the same thing over and over again. Keep giving it the manure it needs, keep giving it the fertilizer it needs, because nothing else will really work. It's the soil we've got to work with. We have to work with it, and that means we got to work. With the cows, we're the ones that have to do the work. The cows shouldn't have to do the work to do what we're supposed to do. So that's how we look at that, okay? We do ship around 17,000 gallons of milk every day, anywhere between 15 to 17,000. We do have a milking herd of approximately 1,600 right now. That changes every day depending on one that comes has a baby and one who it goes on maternity leave. And yes, pee and poop happens indiscriminately here. Just if the tail goes up, just stay away. And our milk goes right down to HP Hood every single day. We do also care for more animals than that 1,600. There are approximately 31 or 3,200 animals here. And there's a whole bunch of beef animals here as well. We're going to step into the milk room real quickly. We're not going to spend much time in there. We're going to walk through, and then I'll come out and chat with you about everything you're going to see. And if you put your hand right on here, you can feel how warm that is, right? That's the milk coming in. And now you can touch this pipe. So touch that pipe right there. That's the milk coming out of those cows. And it is a little bit cooler, okay? So that's that milk coming out of those cows. And now we've cooled it down. We've got a plate cooler. It's cooling it down, close to 40 degrees reduction in the temperature. So there are 3 tanks here. This tank is at 43. This tank is at 48. It's cooling down quickly. And this tank is at 88. It is empty and just gone through a wash. The tanks range in size from 5,000, 4,000, and this is 8,000. The tanks continue behind the wall. This tank here is as big as the milk truck, okay? The milk truck was just here, emptied out the rest of this tank, started the wash cycle. At its hottest, it gets around 143. folks like me and other farmers, this is what we want to do. We want to make some food for you. So if you want to get a milk cow for your family, that's great. But if you don't want to do that, that's great too. Get you covered. Okay?